Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Teresa, Crafty Grams. We are working in my Mayflowers, words are hard sometimes, my Mayflowers junk journal. I have done the cover, which I think is quite cute. I just took half a piece of cardboard, well not half a piece, I just tore the, and then, excuse me, one of these journal cards from one of the groups of ephemera I'm doing, and then this is a Prima flower. This is held on with a brad, yeah, and so I just poked a hole in the journal card, stuck that on there, did a little distressing. I distressed around the edges of the cover as well, so I think I'll end up adding something here. I don't know what. I may put book corners on it. I don't know about that yet either. So let's get into the fun part. Here is the guts of my journal. These are the signatures that are glued together, sort of cover to cover. Looks like an accordion effect, but it's not really. Anyway, so we've been putting in a little bit of sort of neutral ephemera. I did not ink that. I need to chastise myself. Anyway, so last night I sat down while I watched the ball game, and in my world, ball game is baseball, the game is football, particularly the University of Georgia football. So ball game is the Atlanta Braves. Go Braves. So while I was watching the game, and I hate these left coast games because they start so late at night. Anyway, rant over. So while I was watching the game, I just got on YouTube and searched like one-page wonders to find some different styles of pockets and tucks and things like that, rather than using the usual, whatever. And I don't have a lot of pockets for this journal in my ephemera I'm trying to condense. So I found, like I said, I just searched One Sheet Wonder. I found most of them were 12 by 12 sheets. This one was a 8.5 by 11 sheet, folded this way. I didn't glue anything. I'm just going to make these sort of, use these as my ideas for when I get around to putting them in my big book of junk journal ideas. Did I say it right? Holy guacamole, it's a miracle. Anyway, so, and I have no idea who any of these creators are. Most of them I had never watched before. Some of them I probably will check out again. Anyway, so this, I'll get it right side up eventually. This was one of my favorites, and like I said, it's not glued down or anything. And she made it by, with an 8.5 by 11, which is, American letter size paper. She rounded these corners, but not these. And, then everything was glued down, and it could be, wrap around a page, or I thought of in the middle of a signature. Here's a signature, like so. That might be interesting, but a little too small. So that's just for my preference. It's a little too small. So I got a piece of 12 by 12 just to see what would happen, and voila, look at that. I love that. That is, in my opinion, perfect size for tall tags, lots of tags, because you can glue this down in so many ways. You could even make these each into pockets, or if you're folding it like that or wrapping it around a page, these could be pockets here, which I may do when I put it in there. But of course I have to glue. I have to distress these before I glue them. But I just love that idea, and it's just a quite simple, you fold it in half a lot of times. So you take the 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11, fold it long ways for the letter size page, and then in half, fold it in half long ways, and then fold it in half again horizontally, and then fold in the sides, not to the middle. She said a 1/2 inch, but eyeball it, so I have no idea what that distance is. And then unfold it, cut a 1/2 inch. So anyway, sorry about all that. So you fold it in half, and then fold these edges in. So she said a 1/2 inch, but whatever. Then unfold it and take the bottom two corners off about a 1/2 inch. I have no idea how much that really is. And then she rounded these corners only, but after I had seen it, I decided that I was going to have to round these corners. So, and then, like I said, you can glue it so many different ways, have pockets going every which way. But that's one of the reasons I like it. It's not bulky, but it's got a lot of pockets. It'll add a lot of journal space. And then if you wanted to, let's get a different paper. If you wanted to make it a wraparound, you know, decorate, or more journal space, whichever, and then it could be removable with a paper clip. So that was one I will definitely use. And these are started out their life as a 12 by 12 piece of paper, cut into 4-inch strips. So that'll make 3 of them. And then she folded them in 2 different ways. So the first one was this, which I ended up doing it upside down because I scored it from the back, from the front instead of the back. But anyway, I wrote down the scoring here. It's a 4 by 12 strip of paper. Then you scored on the wrong side. I had to remind myself, at a 1/2 inch, 4 inches, 5.5, 7, and 10.5. And then when you fold it, you fold this in, and then this is the 4 inch, 5.5, and 7. So you could fold it like that and make it like I guess a little pocket there, but what she did was she folded it out this way, and then folded this this last piece at 10.5 inches around to this side, and then took these folds around to the back and made it, you know, glued down here. This was a pocket, this was a pocket, and then you could turn it around, and this is another tuck spot. So I don't really want to use that in this particular journal, because I don't really, it's not something that I thought I could do in here. I probably could, but I want things that I can glue onto a page, or, you know, like that. So that was that one. Then this one, she took one of those 4 by 12 strips and cut it to 8.5. So now it's an 8.5 by 4 inch strip. And then you score it on the wrong side, put the piece you cut off to the side, score it at a 1/2 inch and 4.5. Then this gets glued down, and this gets glued there and there. So that's a pocket. And then with the piece she cut off, if you fold it, it got cut off this way. So if you take it and fold it in half that way, you can make it up, going across the bottom pocket on each side. But I'm not going to do that with this one, because it's the script is directional. So, but I am going to use this, and what I thought I would do is, instead of folding it directly in half, I'll fold it a little like that and make it layered pockets. So I'll have to use a different piece of paper, obviously non-directional, for that. And yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Then I just sort of made this one up. I remembered watching a video, I can't even remember, I think it was a reel on Facebook, but she took a 12 by 12 piece of paper and made it into a tag yeah, I don't know, a tag folio maybe. Anyway, but I couldn't remember how she finished it up. So this is my version of that. I do remember that she folded the sides or top and bottom in, and then folded this in to just overlap that fold. But then from there, I couldn't remember. I mean, obviously, I was watching the ball game. So anyway, I thought I would use that the way that I have sort of reimagined it, and then I can, obviously I have to distress it before I could, but I thought these would be the pockets. She folded down one of them, the one in the middle, and didn't use that as a take. I don't know. Don't let me lie. I don't even remember. So yeah, I'm going to use this as a, obviously, as a trifold tag. And then I am going to use it as an around the page wrap. But now that I'm seeing that paper color, it does not look neutral to me. It looks like a lining yellow. So I don't know if I will use that exact one, but I liked the idea. I liked how it came out, even though it was not, you know, does not follow instructions. Well, that's this girl right here. Does not follow instructions. This was another one. I thought it was, oh my gosh, this is going to be too faffy for me to figure out. But anyway, 12 by 12, cut it into 6 inches, and then take one of them and fold it and cut this. I will do, you know, tutorials on these when I go to put them in my idea book. But for right now, suffice it to say that I'm going to make one of these to include in my neutral journal. So let's get on to the fun part. Let's actually use one of them. I'm going to go ahead and find a paper to make this one out of in a moment. You can go by the by as well. But I am going to put, I don't know that I want to put it there. That one already has something in the center of it. I have to, so I may lose my mind before I'm figuring out how to complete my thought. Somewhere there's a center to this signature. There really, really is. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there, not that. That? I'm gonna put that one there. No. Pardon me while I try and retrieve my brain. I don't know what I did with... There it is. I'm going to put that one there. But let's ink it first. Okay, fun part. Sorry, kids. I don't know what to do with these, though. It's fine when it's closed, but when it's opened, it looks a bit like I did something wrong. Don't know. I may just distress it up. And just distress it up. So let's get the part done that I actually know what I'm doing. Think I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I hope everyone has had a fun-filled week so far. It's Wednesday, so halfway there. For those of us who work, I am luxuriously retired. Not luxuriously, but I am retired. So I don't have that kind of a schedule. But I am not a good sitter and do nothinger. So thus I do lots of crafts. So I also do, besides paper crafting, I do lots of fiber things. I do knit, crochet, and cross stitch, and I read. I am a very avid reader. So there's that one. I can't decide if I did that or not. I think I did. I think I did. There we are. Oh, and I watch sports. Sports is about the only thing I watch, like, I don't know, in real time. Everything else is binge. I watch on a streaming app, and I don't even have a lot of those. I have Hulu, only because there was a 99 cents a month deal around the holidays, so I pay 99 cents a month for the first year. So yeah, I'm down with that. And I get Prime Video because I've been an Amazon Prime member since, I don't know, 2018 or 19. When I got my very first Kindle. We were going on vacation for my niece's wedding in Key West. So I bought a Kindle and downloaded a bunch of books so I could read when I wasn't driving, or lay by the pool and read. Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing the Prime thing for a long time. Long time. And let's see what other streaming services. Oh, I have Max, which is confusing to me. It's not Cinemax, it's HBO Max. But I mostly have that just because it came free with my AT&T phone plan. So, I mean, occasionally there's stuff on there I'll watch. There's something on there that I'm watching now, but could I tell you what it is? Nah. And that's the sad thing. It doesn't matter. It's a very good show. Obviously, I keep watching it, but I could not even tell you what it is right now. Is that where Paradise is? I do watch that. I just started watching that. My son and his girlfriend recommended that, and that's a little intense. I can't binge that. I gotta watch one and digest it. Anybody else watching that? Goodness. Like I said, I don't remember which platform it's on, but shoo, yep. It's definitely thought-provoking and very well acted. I cannot think of the gentleman's name who plays the lead in it. Is his name Sterling Brown? Sterling K. Brown? Is that his name? I don't know. I'm horrible with names, and if that's not his name, I apologize profusely, because he is absolutely a gifted actor. He was one of the twins on This Is Us. One of the triplets on This Is Us. So, very impressive performance from what I have seen so far. Yeah. Okay. Now, I ask myself, I wonder how I'll get that put in there. How will I go about that? Let me put some thumb tabs in these while I think about the attachment issue. I mean, I guess I could just make a washi tape sandwich kind of thing. Yeah, let me go get some washi tape, and I'll just put, I'll get a rather large washi tape and put it, a strip down here and a strip down here. So that's kind of a washi tape sandwich, right? Right, that's exactly what it is. Of course it is. All right. Chat among yourselves. I shall return. I'm just over here getting some washi. Washi, washi, washi. I have too much washi. Does everybody else have too much washi? I know. It's definitely an issue. I keep trying to tell myself I'm not allowed to get anything new until I use some of what I have. But you know, she really does not listen well at all. That's all I gotta say. So while I was over there perusing my washi collection, it's a collection, it's not a hoard. I decided I'm gonna grab a stencil and see about just stenciling something on these bits. I thought I had some washi that was just script. There it is. This book one is out of control, man. It's like winding its way around everything, but this is the one I was really looking for. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna take a strip off its hide. Yeah, that's way too much, I know, but that's okay because it'll get used for something eventually. I'm just gonna put it along the edge of my desk and put this monstrosity out of the way. Okay, so let's get this done. Over here, I'm gonna bring my glue book center stage so I can do this little bit of stenciling. Now I don't remember what's showing, but I'll do this here. I think maybe I'll use this one. It's less directional. Okay, so I did not get my brush, but I'll just use this guy. I will definitely need to replace this this foam head. I've beat it up using it on the cardboard, and now this, it'll be all right. It's fine. Try not to shake because my little 3-tiered thing over here that I have clips and whatnot in shakes and makes I don't know, to me it's a rather, not annoying, but it's a little scary because it sounds like something's going to fall apart or get knocked off. And it is glass. It won't get knocked off, but it is glass, so, you know. And it is rather, I don't know, it's not antique, it's vintage. Anyone remember Princess House glasswares? That's what it is. Yep, I found it at a garage sale for like $5. And my sister, who used to sell Princess House back in the day, she was, what, $5? And she probably was able to quote the price of it brand new back in the, what, 80s, 70s, 80s? I don't remember. Yep. It's okay. I am fine with people I buy from at garage sales not realizing that they've got a treasure. And if that makes me a bad person, then I guess I'm a bad person. I just want to do these where the thumb hole is going to be too, to make it look like maybe the paper is purposefully printed on the other side. It'll be our little secret that it's not. Shh. Okay. So there's that. Now I can start gluing, I think. Yeah, let's start gluing this together. First things first, I'm gonna glue these two big pockets. You're up, Petunia. Just up the sides here. Ooh, I can't see. White on white, it's not working. I'll bring it closer to the top once I get the bottom part folded up. I really can't see. Right. That's that. Oh. That's that. Oh, well, all right then. Okay, that's good, that's good. And I'll glue these down because I know that's gonna happen. I mean, I guess I'll do it around the edge. I don't really like up tuck things. I'm always afraid they're gonna fall down because that's the way gravity works. But you never know. I may decide to get bold. Now look here, Petunia. We had a nice long conversation before I started this session with you. And you promised you were gonna be good. Here you are, not being good. So, thank you, girl, thanks. Yeah, I'm just gonna glue that down. I can't, it just, my brain doesn't work that way, so I'm not even gonna pretend. And I forgot to stencil there. I'm gonna do that before I get any further along this road. I want it to be kind of random on there, but I don't want it to bleed over onto the one that's already done either. So we'll just do like that. And then move it over a bit and do like that. Good enough, I guess. So let me do this. That's where I should have done it. Duh. It's okay. Live and learn. Live and learn. Sorry, I can't do this and talk. Sorry. Right. There we go. Lovely. Lovely indeed. Okay. Now this, I'm going to glue. I'm going to definitely glue here. Sorry for all the flip-flopping it around, but it may be confusing, and I apologize for that. I have to make things as easy as possible on myself for the rest of the day because doing all the gluing of the journal cover and all of that hurt my hands because I used the Fabrifix and that it's just thick. I don't know how people use it for everything. Like I had crafter on, she only does reels, or they might be Instagram or something like that, but I only ever see them on Facebook reels. That's all she uses is a Fabrifix, and it just flows on like it's, you know, water basically. So I don't know. Maybe she put something in it. I don't know. But I cannot. That bottle is, well, I don't know that it's the bottle's fault. I think the glue is just very thick. Wait. Sorry y'all are having to endure this with me, but I don't know what else to do with it at this point. Just baby it along and hope that it won't be that way the next time I have to refill it. Because I'm not going to buy the Nuvo glue until I've used up all of my art glitter glue. I have the big refill bottle that I barely tapped into. I've refilled that Nuvo bottle once with the art glitter glue, so that's all that's gone out of it. Okay, now I'm going to decide if I want to glue these down. What do we think? Glue those down completely, glue them along the edge to make another pocket there, glue them here and here. That's it. Boom. Thanks, y'all. That was just a brilliant idea that makes me happy. I mean, for all I know, that's the way she glued them, but I didn't watch to that part because I just needed to know the fold, and then I could figure the use out myself. So that's what I did. Okay. That just really made my heart happy. Because now, that's horrible. Because now I really didn't need to worry about this little triangle. But you know what? Better safe than sorry. Look, if someone could come up with an invention, I might make one myself to keep my glue lines straight. I'd really appreciate that. That would be much appreciated. Okay. I'm real happy with that. I think it's just adorbs, as we used to say. Let me get my journal back before she thinks I've discarded her completely. But you know what? You're the whole idea of this thing. You're the whole reason I do all this other stuff, little journal lady. Okay, where did I put my washi? Oh, goodness gracious. It's okay. I will survive the whole ordeal. I don't know if my sanity will, but I will survive. Me and Gloria Gaynor. Place this where I want it. I don't want it all the way down to the bottom. And I do want it in the center. I think that's pretty good. And then I will put the rest of it. Okay, well, it's much, but it's not too much. I will put that there. And call it good. Right. What do we think of that? I think I like it. Okay, now I have no idea if I'm balancing out or if I'm favoring one signature over the other or any of that stuff's going on. Why are y'all glued together? Oh, wow. Y'all are glued together so that the signatures will stay together. You know, I really do worry about myself sometimes. Yep. I think I want to put this here, like a side tuck, because I do like the color of it. Let's see, what's this one? I like that one a bit better. Yeah, I do. I like that. I have to back it onto thicker paper because it is quite thin. And I had some paper right here that I wanted to use for just that purpose, and of course it is now Splitsville. Maybe not. Just hiding under my wipes. That will work just perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it. Clear this page off so it doesn't get any of that inking on it. But I'm going to glue it before I ink it, in case I have to trim it. Glue it, trim it, ink it, glue it, trim it, ink it. Sorry. It's been a long weekish since, well, yeah, a week since last Wednesday. I've been all discombobulated, off schedule, all that kind of good stuff. But keeping to the things I enjoy doing, such as this, will keep me headed in the right direction, I believe. Oh, Lordy. I have no idea what this is. Some kind of paper, obviously. I don't know what weight it is, but it's heavier than regular copy paper, I think. But it is coffee dyed, and it's very beautifully coffee dyed, so I don't even think I did that. My coffee dyes quite like my brain. Very, very erratic. So it's never really, you know, smooth or evenly toned like that is. So I don't really know where that came from. I like it very much. But there you go. Okay, now I'm going to get my old guillotine out and chop its head off. I'm going to chop or cut. We'll just be civilized. We're going to cut. I'm going to cut right there. Save that to use for, I'm sure there's something else in here that needs to be backed. These things weren't on a page by themselves. And like I said, I'm just trying to clean up random bits and pieces of stuff on my, well, I say on my desk, but really it's all over my craft room. So I don't really know what these are. Wait a minute, maybe I do. No, I don't. These actually are from these are cut aparts from a scrapbook page. That's what they are. But it's just a regular, you know, it's not cardstock paper. It's just paper. So yeah, that's what that is. It's a cut apart. Pardon me while I get a drink of water. Quite warm today. So I don't know if, no, it's not there. We discussed glue. Everybody has their own preference for glue stick glue. Some people don't even use glue stick, but I have said before that that here in Georgia, it's hard to pick a glue stick because in the summer they behave much more differently than in the winter. Like in the summer, they get sort of mushy because of the heat and the humidity. So when I took the lid off of my glue stick earlier today, there was condensation sitting on top of the glue stick. When I took the lid off, it was just sitting right there, sweating my poor glue stick. But yeah, that's why, you know, I could probably have 2 different brands of glue stick. This is my summer glue and this is my winter glue, but I can't be bothered. Look, I can barely remember to order more when I'm almost out. So, you know, give me some credit here for yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I remembered, oh, hey, I only have 1 other glue stick left. Maybe I should order some more. So I did. So I get credit for that, right? Because I'm not actually running out. Technically, not running out. So, yeah, I'm really, really proud of myself for that. Am I really going to faff about which way? Do I want the plain side there or the plain side there? Honestly, woman, just glue it. What? Sorry. Can't talk and glue at the same time. All right, there we go with that. And that's, I think, higher than I wanted it to be, but my hand started shaking and had to go down. It just had to go down. I hope you flatten out there, sir. Let us see. What else do I have? I have these. Where are they? In here. Just again, random. I don't know what they were from really, but I have these random pieces. These are obviously all from the same kit or whatever. So they're going in somewhere. Let's see what we can find. Places for those. Places, everybody. Sorry. I could actually do that sort of. I'd rather do it on a planer. Like so. Stacked. I could do them staggered. I could do that. Totally do that. Let's see what else is in here of that. That's that. That's not that. That's that. That's that. That's that. Goodness. And that's that. Golly. I have a lot of that left. Why? Why did I not use too much of it? There must have been a lot of it. That's all I can think. Okay. Regroup. I like that big one. Wide pocket. I really like that. I think I might have stumbled upon something here. Don't like the uptuck. I'm just not even going to pretend. I can't pretend. And I did ink these up already, so they are ready for the glue down process. I just smeared that all over my thumb. That was brilliant. I probably should have done that the other way because the words are sideways now, but you know what? It's down now. I'm okay. I'll be fine. I have to make sure I have room for this. I mean, it could be sticking out the top a bit, but there we are. Gluing this one down. I'm so glad you're working so well today, Petunia, after we've had that little conversation. All right, now this one. Now this one, check the time. Yeah, we're good. We're all right. We're not great, but we're all right. Glue. Okay. That was in the middle. These will just be put on the stuffing things for now. Things that we can stuff the pockets with. Let me cover that eyeball up. I'm a big fan of that. Let's see. Can we do that? I rather like that. Yeah, I rather like that. So here we go. There-ish. I like these exact measurements. Yeah, put it right there. I don't do well with measurements. And that looks good. You know, of course, I'll put it someplace entirely else. By the time I get it glued. Yeah, close enough. Good enough. You may not get used. The eye's a little creepy. Just a little creepy. Okay, so we have all of those used up, all those that are gonna get used up. I have this came off the, yeah, this came off the cut aparts from the, you know, that other stuff was from. Yeah, that made perfect sense. So I'm thinking I might use this as a belly band. And put like a stuffed, that stuffed tag behind it, maybe. Something like that. So yeah, do I need to make that a bit more robust? I think so, I do. And I think after this we will call it a day. Hey, 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 hey. Sorry. No singing aloud. Yeah. I'm sitting here looking at myself. I thought we were making a belly band. Nope, but we're reinforcing this piece of paper first. Oi. Mind is a terrible thing to lose. Okay, I'll get my guillotine out and square it up. Square it up. Oh, is it gonna fit? It will fit. Lovely. Let's do that like that. Yep. Hold on to that. And we'll do this. Cruising right along here. Okay. Get this mess up. And ink this up. Ink, ink, ink. Just ink on this side since it's going to be a belly band. Inking all the way around. This is quite a fancy reproduction of a check. And you can see the whatever kind of endorsements are on the back kind of coming through. That's fairly cool. Is that what they're called, endorsements? When you, yeah, you endorse a check. Yeah. I know these things. Sometimes I know these things. Yeah. Like so. Top and bottom. Okay. Meh. Not at all centered top to bottom, but c'est la vie. Okay, that is it for this edition of Mayflowers. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll come back and join me for my next video. Thanks. Bye.